Alright folks, welcome back for more Walking Dead Universe reviews and recaps and all that other good stuff here at Big Old Belt Media. This time folks, we're going to be talking about the new series Tales of the Walking Dead, which is going to be on AMC and AMC Plus, premiering August 14th. You're getting the first 2 episodes that night. Now, let's talk about it. First of all, to give a little bit of context here, there's a lot I want to kind of cover before we actually get into things. One being, if you've been a fan of my reviews here at Big Old Belt Media of Walking Dead Universe shows, whether it's Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond, whatever it may have been, you know I traditionally stick to non-spoiler reviews because, well, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody because I want you to just get hype and know what to expect for this week's upcoming episode. However, I think I got to change here because this is an anthology, so I feel like we do need to actually talk about spoilers, break things down. There's self-contained episodes, and I think the other thing is the debate in terms of, like, did we like it? What was our favorite of the 6 stories that they're going to tell? Would we like to see these characters exist on another show? All these sorts of different things are possibilities I feel like we should talk about. So I definitely want to kind of open up that conversation with you all in terms of how we're going to be handling the content and coverage here. But as I said, August 14th, premiering Sunday on AMC and AMC Plus. You get the first 2 episodes. Now, I just got back from San Diego Comic-Con. That's why I'm a little bit late to this review. I was able to actually drop this review a little bit earlier, but I'm a little bit late. I was able to be a part of the Tales of the Walking Dead press conference that was held at San Diego Comic-Con. I also was able to go to the panel as well. But beyond that, I was able to see 3 episodes. Episode 1, Episode 2, and Episode 4. So, a lot we can kind of work with here. The other thing is, I'll be honest, I was a little bit reserved about this. I think before the announcement of everything that was happening, everything that's to come, that was announced at San Diego Comic-Con, especially with the Rick and Michonne series that we're finally getting. I'm like, Tales of the Walking Dead, listen, I need the Walking Dead movie that we were supposed to get. You know, I want to know where Rick is at. I want to know where Michonne's at. I mean, if anything, can we get more of just the Walking Dead? They're introducing another series, and it's just like, where does this fit in? I love World Beyond, don't get me wrong, but that was just kind of like another one. Like, I just felt like this was a little bit of a distraction in terms of everything that we wanted. But once you started to look into this a little bit more, you start to get a little bit more intrigue, a little bit more interested. Think about the names that are attached to this: Terry Crews, Olivia Munn, Parker Posey, Jillian Bell, Anthony Edwards, just to name a few names that you already know from the Walking Dead universe, as well as also returning to this 6-episode anthology series that's going to be releasing. So, you know, with that, I will say that there are some references and Easter eggs for sure. There are definitely things you can connect. Like, you can piece things together and say, oh, I understand. Because with these different stories, they're happening at different times of the zombie apocalypse. So, you know, I believe, all these episodes are still in Georgia, in Atlanta, or around Atlanta, or in the Georgia area and whatnot. So, considering the different time periods that these episodes take place thus far, you absolutely can start to draw a conclusion as to, like, well, if this is happening here, that must means that, like, our Walking Dead family must be here. Like, that's the fun, intriguing part about it. But beyond that, you have some high caliber names attached to this. So you do want to kind of know what type of characters would they play, and how other people were maintaining and surviving during the zombie apocalypse. And, you know, we were accustomed to a certain way of living, but what about others? You know, how intuitive or creative where they were in terms of their survival and whatnot. And so that's what this starts to get a little bit intriguing. And then there's stories that happened before things kind of went to shit. So you kind of get that aspect as well too. So with that, you know, the production all felt sort of different on the toning and all that. So each and every episode, you were getting something a little bit different, but yet they all exist in the same world, which is pretty cool. You know what I mean? I will say, of the 3 episodes I watched, the second one, Blair and Gina, with Parker Posey and Jillian Bell, I thought, you know, that was my favorite episode. One, I'm just a huge Parker fan. I think, you know, no matter the character she plays, she really brings it to life. Her as this very, let's just say, boss that's kind of overbearing, very bad to her employees, you know, and, you know, doesn't really make working in her environment pleasant. That's where you have Gina, who basically is just kind of tired of her stuff And with all of that, the zombie apocalypse is getting ready to go down, and we see them just really get into conflict over and over and over, shall I add. So that's all I'm going to tell you about that. But it was my favorite of the three. Terry Crews is just something special. His styling of humor alongside of Olivia in the first episode, I thought was, very eye-opening yet refreshing in terms of like what we're getting that's going to be different. None of these 3 episodes felt too dark, you know what I mean, in terms of how some of the previous Walking Dead episodes have been. While there is a threat of survival there, it never really felt that way at times. It was just kind of just like a very different feeling, different toning than what we've been accustomed to. I also will say, if you do have the AMC Plus app, if you know about the other different content from the Walking Dead universe that's on there, some of them short ones that they had on the web at a point, or some of them just, side stories and whatnot that they have, it felt much like that, except obviously bigger names, much more fleshed out, and then longer at that, So, on the same sort of trajectory as what those little short stories were, I'm guessing that's where they decided that, hey, maybe we can actually flesh this out into something a little bit longer, promote it into a different way, and make something of it. And I think that's kind of what the idea came about with that. But I think that so far of 3 of the 6, so saying I've seen half of what this series has so far, I'm totally intrigued. But again, I'm more intrigued because I want to know what you all are going to kind of feel about these. I want to know about the connections that people are making, the Easter eggs that people have found, and so on, because I think that's going to really be the fun aspect to it. And I think, as I said, it now, positions me to have to take the coverage into a different route. And then in this case, we will have to talk spoilers, because we will have to talk about these certain elements and connections, Easter eggs, references, all the fun stuff that we love about The Walking Dead. So, I think it's been a really good week for all of the Walking Dead family fans out there. Listen, we got the new Rick and Michonne series coming. We are still on our last season of The Walking Dead, but it seems like we're going to have a lot more Walking Dead going forward, and that is exciting. And when you have big names wanting to be attached to a series and a franchise, and they really come in and they really put in a really good effort in terms of how much they really take to their character, and wasn't just here to seem like they were just signing a check or collecting a check, that's a good sign that, even with The Walking Dead ending, maybe we are going to get something else more special. And then again, we still got the Negan and what's the face series coming. So like we got a lot of Negan and Maggie. We have a lot more coming, and I think until we get there, Tales of the Walking Dead will certainly be something fun to watch, and certainly spark a lot more conversation. Oh, and one other thing I should add too, especially with the 4th episode, not only are we learning about different things and places and whatever everybody was doing at different times during the zombie apocalypse, I think we're also getting further education in terms of what the walkers are. Now, the walkers will have different names in these different episodes because everybody wasn't with, Rick and them, so you will hear people calling them different things, which is cool. But not only just that, you're going to learn more about them. And I think as we learn more about how this all started, I think it's also very much important to also learn more about what they are and how do they operate, because man, episode 4 certainly makes you scratch your head a little bit like, oh, I never considered that. And that is now becomes very interesting about how you view the other shows. So a lot of different things happening there, and I think that is all going to create for more fun. But yes, folks, you are a Walking Dead fan, so it's no brainer you're going to check this out. You have to wait till August 14th. 2 episodes are dropping on AMC and AMC Plus. When they do, folks, jump in the comments, let me know your thoughts about it. And as always, stay tuned for more Walking Dead Universe content, reviews, recaps, all that other good stuff right here at Big Gold Belt Media. Thank you for watching, folks.